My name is Austin Smadira, and today I'll be talking to you about the different grip orientations in the game of tennis, and which ones we should be teaching to our students. As you know, there are many different grip orientations, ranging from the continental to the full western, with many variations in between. For today's purposes, I'll be sticking with just the continental and the western, to compare and contrast the differences between those two grips and their advantages and disadvantages. I'll be talking mainly about the western, as I believe it is a superior grip to the continental, and one that we should be teaching to our younger students, so that they may learn and build off that foundation. In order to create a higher level tennis player, we should be teaching the western as it provides more spin, more control, and the ability to change between grips throughout the point with a greater ease. The grip orientation used will determine the potential amount of topspin able to be generated throughout the shot. Topspin is when the ball spins forward or away from you, resulting in a downward arc, meaning that you can hit with a great amount of power, and that ball will still be controlled and go in the court, as it is always rotating towards the ground and towards your opponent. This not only means you will have greater control, but it's a much harder ball to hit, as the ball sort of floats over the net and then accelerates when it gains traction on the ground. The ability to create that topspin is a key element in the game of tennis. It allows for great control, as you can hit a massive amount of power, and that forward spin will bring the ball back down into the court, reducing unforced errors and making a very hard shot for your opponent to deal with. The western grip orientation encourages topspin, as it positions the racket at an angle for a great brush over of the ball. This means that all shots will be encouraged to have great heavy topspin, and that will in turn increase the control of the player. What is control then? As I said before, control is the ability to bring that ball down, to keep it in the court. But beyond that, control is about placement. Not just keeping it in the point, but you want to be able to outplay your opponent. Now, tennis is a mental game. You're going to be trying to outwit the opponent both in your movement, your placement, and your shot spin. With the western grip, you're able to outplay them with heavy topspin and the ability to execute dangerous angles. And in tennis, teaching the control of your opponent and the control of the game is everything. Some of you may be thinking, when we use serves and volleys, we're using a continental grip. So why teach the western for ground strokes? Why not keep it consistent across the board? Well, when you do that, when you keep one grip style across the board, you're limiting yourself. As I said before, tennis is a mental game. You are trying to outplay your opponent, and they are trying to outplay you. That means you'll be put in very different situations constantly throughout the match, and that will require different play styles, different grip orientations. Teaching the western grip to students at a young age will increase their ability to change grips throughout the point, as well as better be able to read their opponent's grip orientation and how those shots will affect them. Beyond that, we should look into why we use the continental grip for serves and volleys. For serves, it creates that spin that we need, a spin that the western grip wouldn't allow on a shot like that. And for volleys, you don't want spin, so the continental grip, as I said before, allows for that flat shot. Only through this understanding of the western grip will students be able to understand the different shots that they will come up against, as well as how different spins work, how they can be used to their advantage, and how they must prepare when they're used against them. Clearly then, the western grip orientation is an invaluable tool in the arsenal of any young tennis player's game. It is difficult to learn, and it is difficult to teach, but every instructor should strive to incorporate it into their training programs, as it'll better prepare each player for all aspects of the game that they will run into in their tennis career. Beyond this, the foundation that these young players learn is what will be practiced and what will be built upon throughout the many years of their tennis careers. A player taught a western grip will learn many invaluable aspects of the game and will become a formidable force in years to come. All information in this presentation was gathered through years of experience teaching and training, and all links to sources will be in the description. Please feel free to comment or ask any questions using this contact information.